wage increases do not essentially give non-union workers the vast majority of what they could have won with a union contract. That's just not true.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Matt Yglesias. Adam, you are familiar with Matt Yglesias, right? You're a big fan?
Yeah, I wouldn't say a big fan, but I am familiar, unfortunately, that he's got a lot of hot takes.
Yes.
A lot of centrist hot takes.
Yeah, a lot of hot takes. Adam's a big fan, religiously follows his work, and agrees with almost all of it. So he wrote an op-ed in Bloomberg.com titled "Musk Shows Why the U.S. Labor Movement Faces Long Odds." And so basically and you know,
can I just stop you there? It's already off to a bad start. It's already off to a bad start. You've name dropped Elon Musk. You're on Bloomberg.com, and Matt Yglesias is going to give us, you know, the inside scoop on what really is going on with America's labor movement.
Right.
All right. So I think we're in for something here.
Yeah, we're in for something.
Thankfully, I don't know what we're in for. So it'll be a shock, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, and now, you know, unfortunately, I'm not able to read the entire article because it is paywalled. But a friend of the show, Hamilton Nolan, screenshotted an interesting piece of the article, and that's what I'm going to be responding to. So you know, so I guess just to be fair, to be very charitable, it's possible that Hamilton Nolan cut out a piece of the article, and right before it, he said, Matt Yglesias said, you know, this would be something that a dumb person says. You know, and then he debunks it later in the article, and Hamilton Nolan is just trying to get a cheap dunk on Twitter. You know, that's possible, right? That's not out of the realm of possibility. But from the clip, from the screenshot of the article, and from other conversation about it that I've seen on Twitter, basically the gist seems to be, the gist does seem to be pointing to a real problem, but he way overstates it. And he actually kind of falls into the problem and basically does some propaganda for the boss. And he says the problem is that, you know, union contracts basically, you know, show non-union automakers where they need to go to keep the union out, basically. And so as long as non-union automakers raise the wages to be, you know, relatively competitive with union automakers, which they're trying to do, they're still, you know, significantly, noticeably behind where the union automakers are. But they're giving out these raises. And so Matt Yglesias, the point of the article seems to be basically that, you know, that makes it difficult to win a union. And the thing that's really kind of galling is that so here's the snapshot that Hamilton posted. The ferociously anti-union CEO responded to a surge in organizing activity at Tesla factories by announcing preemptive wage increases, essentially giving his non-union workers the vast majority of what they could have won with a union contract. That's a classic move in industries where competition between union and non-union firms. When a union drive becomes plausible, the non-union companies respond with a mix of carrots and sticks. And yes, that's correct. But the wage increases do not essentially give non-union workers the vast majority of what they could have won with a union contract. That's just not true. And saying that really does, you know, a disservice to the public and to auto workers who may be, you know, seeing this or hearing this argument peripherally. Like, look, you know, you're getting basically all that you would have gotten with a union contract, and that's just not true. And Hamilton points, rightly so, to, you know, the UAW contract that is being discussed. Like, if you just actually look at it and then look at what Tesla employees, what their compensation package is, it's like, you know, hugely different. It's hugely different. And you know, so the idea that he thinks, and it just shows his lack of understanding about, you know, what the UAW contract, this whole big thing that was a big part of the news for months. He obviously was not following it closely because he has no idea what's in it. It's bonkers. And so some of the things that, you know, the UAW contract gives that Tesla doesn't provide are, you know, for one, you've got to negotiate everything, right? You can't, the boss can't just say like, okay, I'm going to change this and then do it. You got to actually negotiate. There are, they have a pension, right, at most of these places, and where they don't, they have a 401k. 100% employer paid health insurance. They have the right to strike over plant closures. There's just a lot of stuff that the UAW members have in the union plants that Tesla is of course not giving, because you know, that's the whole reason he doesn't want the union in, is so he doesn't have to give away these benefits.
No, I think you got it. I think it's a mistake to say that encompasses, you know, all that you get out of a union contract, and like having representation on the floor, being able to pursue, you know, grievances, being able to just have protection, to have safety committees. Everything that comes with a union contract cannot be just boiled down to wage gains. And I think that's a really simplistic mistake to make. And like you said, a disservice to the folks reading it.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, really, it just, that's kind of his shtick, is being this guy who pretends to have an expertise in basically everything, who actually knows very little about most of the stuff that he comments on. That's kind of his shtick, and he continued his shtick with this article. So. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.